how do you think about building a personal brand? And then segue question to that is, how do you see like the next 5 years going in kind of the online business space with including personal brands?
Every Tuesday I have, so from 9 to 12, I do YouTube videos, and from 12 to 5, I do shorts. So that's my full content day, and that'll get me to the next week, and sometimes maybe 2 weeks if I'm able to batch enough. For people listening to this as well, even for me, I struggle to be like for me to spend an entire day on content, it felt like I almost felt bad for the rest of my team. I almost felt like I wasn't working, because content doesn't feel like work to me in a lot of ways. But ironically enough, that's also the thing you should probably be doing the most. Whatever it doesn't feel like work to you, but it is producing money, should be the thing that you double. That's your gift. That's your talent that you've been given. And so that's what content is for me. And it only was because we're an incredibly data-driven company, and I could see the amount of money we were making from the content, that I was like, okay, this is actually work, and this is the best thing and the most leverage thing I could do for the company. But going back to Naval Ravikant in the Almanac, he talks about there's 4 types of leverage. There's capital, so money. There's people, so labor, but those are both permission leverage, meaning you have to ask somebody to give you money, you have to ask somebody to come work for you. And then the other 2 types of leverage are permissionless, and this is what he considers to be the best forms of leverage: code, which is software, or media, right? Content, and that's permissionless. I can create a piece of content, I don't have to have anyone's permission for it, and I can reach the same amount of people as a president of another country, technically speaking, right? There's nothing really keeping us from reaching the same audience. So that's never been possible in human history with legitimately $10 tripod and the phone that you have right now. So I'm seeking to essentially become a one-person media company. Now, one-person media company kind of just sounds sexy. I do have a little bit of a team behind me, but I want to just be, my brand is a media company. So I'm treating it like one. We have payroll, we have KPIs, we have goals that we're trying to set. We have, like I talked about at the event, brand guidelines, documents, SOPs. Like, we take it very, very seriously. And I think that's only going to happen more and more as I go deeper and deeper into content, which the nice thing is that it's very easy to do something when you know it's working, right? So if I do content and I'm making money from it, I'm gonna say, well, let's just do more content, right? I'll go from spending 1 day a week on it to 2 days a week to maybe 3 days a week. I'm gonna start doing more podcasts, flying out to people, all of these things to build a brand. I plan on coming out with a book in the next few years. I've started writing one right now. So I've always been super terrified of doing it, and always wanted to do it so badly, because I don't know if you've ever read any of my Google documents, but I write like some serious 30, 40 page Google documents on like the states of the industry and stuff like that. So I've definitely written a book's worth of content already on some Google Docs for marketing and for clients. And I'm excited for that. And I never would have had time to do that, because I was like, oh, it's not important. I need to do this other stuff. But now that I'm this one-person media company, anybody that I kind of look up to that's doing really well as far as like media is concerned, almost all of them have a book, right? And that's a really great way to distribute your brand out there, especially in a medium that's a little bit unique to everybody else. So that's my goal. And then as far as the industry in the next 5 years for personal branding, if you boil it down, especially in, let's say, the online business industry, most people there, you're not necessarily doing something incredibly unique, right? Like, everyone's doing something somewhat similar. And if your uniqueness, you think, is the fact that you've helped this many clients or that you're the best at helping clients, guess what? Everybody's going to say the exact same thing about their business. Even if you do have something that's unique, let's say there's a slight arbitrage of what you can do versus somebody else, it's not going to take very long for somebody else to be able to do the exact same thing. And if everyone think that, some people think that's not the case, look at SpaceX. You now have legitimately multiple commercial rocket ship companies that are working and racing to be able to bring people on a commercial basis to space. So I'd say that's probably a little bit harder than your advertising agency that you think you have an arbitrage in right now. So if eventually everybody's going to be essentially all the same, then what can you compete on? Well, you can compete on the one thing that nobody else has, and that's you being you having your personal brand. And I think that a personal brand is one of the best unique mechanisms that an online business owner can have, because all things being equal, 3 years from now, if you're offering SEO services and somebody else is offering SEO services, and I've watched 30 videos from you and I've never even heard of this other person, who is obviously am I going to go with when I want to do SEO services, right? And what if this other person even said, I'll give you 100% money back guarantee and I'll charge half of what you're charging? I'd probably still will go with you, right? Because I trust you more, and I don't know if this person's going to stay true to their word. So I think that those that aren't like kind of jumping on this personal brand content train today, I think in, let's say, 2 to 3 years, you're going to be really sorry that you haven't, because you're going to have competitors that are, and by that time, you're going to be really desperately trying to play catch up.
If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.